Hey guys, welcome to Big Sister. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. I don't know if you have plans for the upcoming Labor Day. I hope you all are safe, whether you're going out or you're staying in. So I want to talk with you about a topic, and it says sex can make you crazy. It's called Sex Can Make You Crazy, and it can make you make bad choices. All right? Now, with that being said, we're going to talk about how people of very poor quality, what you will call narcissistic individuals, every one of us have some level of narcissism in us, but it just may be to different degrees. Meaning, sometimes you may make decisions where you think of yourself, someone else. You like to hear yourself being complimented, or maybe you pretend that, oh, no, it's okay. No, please. But, you like them giving you the compliments. You may even do things where you fish for compliments. These are normal, provided that it's balanced out with more of good character, wanting to do well for other people. You enjoy seeing other people win. You also give compliments to individuals that are your friends, or maybe not. Just overall, you're a balanced person. You're not just trying to get all the attention for yourself. Narcissists, on the other hand, is completely different individuals. They lack empathy. They lack sympathy. They are attention junkies, and they'll do anything for it. They're manipulative. They will lie to get their own way. They will play mind games with you. They'll do things and deny it and act like it never happened. And then next minute they're loving you. The next minute they're pulling that love away. Next minute they're 1 minute they're your friends. The next minute they're not. You'll always be on this roller coaster with these individuals. They're very, very unhealthy and toxic, and they're not able to ever see when they've done something wrong. They have a very skewed view of life, and sometimes they can be dangerous. So these individuals, a lot of times when they're like this, to whatever degree they are, but definitely a toxic narcissist, they are going to ensure that they can get you or draw you to them by having a really good sex game. Okay, what that means is they are going to learn how to please a man or a woman. They may be really into reading books about sex and how to please someone. And I'm not saying that if someone reads this material or they're reading things about pleasing their partner, husband, wife, I'm not saying that this is bad per se, but these individuals, they will study and they're going to master the art of sexual satisfaction, because this is the way that they can trap their conquest or whoever they want, because they know that they don't have anything else. They know that the charm and the facade management and the persona that they are portraying to you, that's going to wane. They can't keep up that facade for a long time. But if they can give you some mind-blowing, toe-curling, just brain exploding sex, a lot of times people will begin to rationalize, and they see that this person is not good for them, but because the sex is so good, they'll stay around. They'll stick with them. Okay? They're also going to sharpen their charm and wit. They're going to have the art of seduction. They have a book called The Art of War. They also have a book called The Art of Seduction. And sometimes people will think seduction is sexual. No, it's not. It's something else. It's something far deeper than that. You can be seductive to someone that you have no sexual interest in. And it does not necessarily require you to be being coy and being flirty, but it's really finding out and learning what it is that makes that person tick. What is their interest? You can sit and listen to someone And if you listen enough, you're going to learn what their desires are, maybe what their dreams are, what their weaknesses are, what their fears are. You get this person to really divulge a lot of themselves to you. And what you do is now, let's say, for example, you know that your teacher likes apples, but not just any apples. Your teacher may like Macintosh apples, okay? Or they may like granny apples. So the art of seduction will be that maybe the first Monday of every month, you're going to leave a granny apple or the whatever specific apple that person likes. You give that to them. And you're not giving it to them all the time where it just becomes, yeah, thanks. It's like once a month. And you just give it to them without no strings attached. And that is also a part of the art of seduction. Are you trying to sleep with your teacher? No. But what you're slowly doing is you are basically appealing to that person in some way, or appeasing that person in some way. You are slowly pulling away any guards that they may have up. You don't do it all the time to the point where it can become excessive and that person begins to wonder what your intentions are. And then you're not asking for anything in return. You're just doing it. You go about your merry way. You're not even acting like it's a big deal. And little by little, this will now open a door where they may drop one little guard in a small way. And then it can, over time, you can find that you may be able to get favors from that teacher. I also need to add here that a part of the art of seduction is once you've been doing that, they get used to it, you withhold it for a while, and you'll find that person will be longing for it. So when you do it next time, they're more excited. Okay, let's say you get in trouble for some reason, they may be a little more lenient to you because you have been seducing. You see? In a different way. They remember that you've always been considerate. You're the one that you pick up the trash on the floor. You drop the apple off every now and then. When nobody else wants to do certain things, you volunteer from time to time. And this over time will leave an impression on this person that you may even be able to, if you were an adult, okay, if you were a teacher that was doing this, you may even be able to win your way into their bedrooms. Win their way into their finances, win their way into trusting you for some sort of business deal. You understand? I've taken it away from school for a second. But seduction is more than, and at time it is not, it does not have anything to do with sex. So what these individuals will do is they're going to learn, they're going to have the art of seduction. And this is where they're going to try to get through to you emotionally, mentally, spiritually. They're going to get right into your psyche. Okay? And draw you. You tell them something about yourself, or they will set the stage for you to share something very intimate about yourself, or they may tell you something about themselves to make you believe that you guys have some things in common, that you have some commonalities and some similarities. And a lot of times they may even be telling you a lie. It's not true, but this is what will move you. And so they work on that art of seduction, and they work on the charm, and they can make you laugh. And they are very easy to talk to. These are the attributes that these individuals will have that will make you believe and make you justify and dismiss when they're messing up, when they're doing wrong, when they begin to abuse you, when they begin to lie, when they begin to turn people against you. Because they've been so charming. You remember your talks. You remember how you laugh together. You remember the very good sex. And that thing is like a drug. It's like, when you have that release, if you're young and it's someone you're in school with and that boy knows some things and the girl knows how to do certain things, you'll find yourself sitting there defending this individual who's being rude to your mom, your dad, your friends, your cousins, your relatives, your coach. You will begin to believe this person over everybody. Why? Because they have done what? Their sex game is on 10. It's mind-blowing, and it is of such that you cannot make the right decisions. Some people, you can think back of some decisions that you've made. Perhaps someone you just tolerated some things that they've done. You know better. You're a person that you can think. You have critical thinking. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. You know this person is no good for you. They've shown you again and again, but you stayed with them. And you found yourself behaving unseemly with this individual. That is because you have been sucked in through sex, and also through the fact that they have now gained access to your heart and your mind. And you have to be very careful. You have to be cautious, the people that you choose to have relationships with. It's very easy to look at individuals from the outside. What they're showing you, they're good looking, they're charismatic, they're making you laugh. But I dare to say to you all, someone being good looking is not enough. Someone being able to make you laugh is not good enough. Someone who's a good listener is not good enough. Someone who does nice, kind things, that's not good enough. I don't mean that attribute itself, but you have to be able to realize, okay, this is one aspect of them, but what about the full package? What is most important is a person's character. A person's character is very different from their good deeds. Because as I've said before, there are people who are pedophiles that are the biggest givers. They give big things to charities. They're in organizations. There are people who are abusers of their husbands or wives. Their children are home black and blue, but in the community, they're doing outstanding things. They make everybody laugh at the office. They are the go-to person, the mentor, the listener, but that has nothing to do with their character. Do you understand? You can have mass killers or mass shooters out there who some people, they will say, you know what, they were actually really quiet. They always help. They helped me bring my groceries to the car. I can't believe that they did that. It has nothing to do with these individuals. Their attributes has nothing to do with their character. And too often we're living in times where people are not looking at character, because we're in a time that it stimulates we're stimulated by sight, sound, smell, what we see, what we feel, the moment, just go for it, just do it. You understand that you will ignore those things, but give it time. If you slow down and you really pay attention to someone, don't be hasty to jump into relationships. Also think better of yourself, because if you think that you're not deserving, you think you're ugly, you think you're dumb, you think you're stupid, you're going to be desperate. And so if someone just throws you a little bit of something, you're going to run for it. So there's a lot of work to be done. But if you really pay attention to people over time and not be hasty, you're going to see little things about them. It's going to come out. We all make mistakes. We all do things. We can all behave unseemly. But there's a person who is genuinely a good person and really cares about people in the community. They're not trying to harm or hurt you. You're going to see a difference between them and those who are just trying to figure out, how can I get what I want out of this person? There are going to be instances of them being rude. Something ugly is going to come out, whether it's how they talk to someone in the drive-thru, in a restaurant, how they may snap at you about something, how they become jealous. It's going to be so minute that they're going to apologize. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And then you ignore that. Okay, no problem. A lot of times they'll do something again. And if you're not careful, once they see that they took that inch, they took that mile, they took those 2 miles, they went 3 football fields and got away with things, then it begins to get worse. And a person who has these dark and sinister ways about them, they're going to make sure that they keep a facade. They'll spend a lot of time on their bodies. I am not saying that if you're a workout buff that you're this person, but I'm saying this specific demographic of people, they're going to spend a lot of time on their body, on outer beauty, outer charm, being flirtatious. They may wear sexy clothes. Sometimes they don't wear sexy clothes. You got the mousy ones that look like the innocent librarians that are just as vicious. So again, it's a character thing. They spend a lot of time on their image on the outside. They can be very flirty. They are going to be sexual deviants and then charming as well. And sexual deviants for sure, because if they can lock you in with sex, if they can lock you in that way, when their ugly side comes out, a lot of times whoever they're dating and whoever they're with, they're not going to be able to make decisions that's best for themselves. They're not, because the sex is so good. And this is also going to be something that person will use as a apology tool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. All of that. They will use it. They will take you to that next level till your shoes come right off, your shoes, socks, everything just curl, and you can't think clearly. So understand, sex will make you do some dumb things. Sex will cause people to kill. Sex will cause people to walk out on their marriages. Sex have caused people to ruin their lives. They've gone to school. They've worked hard. They've earned their bar. They are in high position with the highest secret clearance there is. And just for some sex, they ruin everything. So what does it mean? It's about you having self-respect. It's you understanding that you are more than just someone or a person for someone to just attach themselves to, kiss on, sweat on, leave a mark on you. If you can understand that you have purpose and you are worthy of respect, regardless of how you were raised or who said what, this is going to be the beginning of it. And if you also take time to not be easily appeased by how a person looks and what they're saying and how charming they are, and really pay attention to their character. Pay attention. Their character is going to come out. It will take a while, because at first you're going to be listening. All the charm is going to be all in your face. But if you pay attention, something nasty will come out. And a lot of times, especially if you are not eagerly falling for whatever they're trying to show you, they'll say something to you. They'll say something insulting. They'll ask you something in a flippant, quote unquote, joking way. Oh, are you gay? Or what's wrong with you? Or make you feel like you're weird and you're strange for being careful. Oh, you're acting like an old person. No, they mean it. They use that laughter to mask it. But if you allow it, they'll keep going. And then they'll begin to say things without the laughing. All right. So yes, sex can make you make poor choices, because what? It's so good. It's so delicious. It makes you feel so good. But if you really look at it, when you're with someone and how they're treating you and what they're doing and the decisions that you're making and the relationships that you may be losing and the risk that you're taking, this person is not worth it. Because believe it or not, they're not willing to lose anything for you. But you may be the one that's willing to lose everything for them. Why? Simply because they're giving you good sex. All right, guys. Talk soon.